Hello, everyone. Hello. I hope you're all having an amazing day. I'm sorry about my terrible voice. I'll try to keep it down, but it's gonna be very difficult. I never warm it up today. Okay, so hope you're all having a fantastic Wednesday. It's Wednesday? Terrible voice. I'll try to keep it down, but it's gonna be very difficult. I never warm it up today. It's Wednesday. Holy crap. Oh, wow. Time goes so fast. Now, last night, well, early morning, I guess, I had the most strangest dream I've ever had. It was so strange, so bizarre, but I'm gonna steal that dream and implement it in some of my own ideas. Because sometimes when I have dreams, it can be a brand new concept or a mixture of different concepts, and I can just take that and put it in my own works of art. So, sometimes you gotta be grateful for your dreams because they give you some fascinating ideas. Okay, so what do I want to talk about? Obviously, a lot of things. I feel like I want to tone down the yelling and the screaming and the screeching because obviously, if I do that every single time, it does suck, It does suck. But the best part about having a YouTube channel is that I can speak to anyone, you know? It's like, who can I speak to about these problems that I have, that I can see that's happening in the world, you know? That's the best part about social media. There's also bads about social media, but the good part about social media is that you get to share your own ideas with plenty of people around the world that think just like you. Sure, they might have varying opinions, but at the end of the day, we can all agree on a certain thing, and that's great. And plus, I don't have that much to talk to inside, so it does suck. It does suck that I don't have anyone to talk to when it comes to stuff like this. So I think it's. I'm glad. I'm glad I have a YouTube channel. Okay, it says no data. Okay, now it says excellent connection. Okay, my throat is hurting. Great. So before we do anything, it's time to check old Babylon B. Babylon B. Okay. So dang, it's almost the end of February. Could you imagine that? Like we just started off 2022, and boom, we It's so strange. The years are going faster, and if you don't if you don't take control of every single second, you will be left behind. Because time does not wait for anyone. Time just keeps going, keeps walking forward. You either walk with time or you just stand behind time. At the end of the day, time is going to continue. You either left behind in the dust or you are ahead of time. Sometimes it's good to be ahead of time, especially if you're working. Trudeau announces he will retain ring of power indefinitely. Youth pastor sets uh, Guinness record for most pop culture references in a single sermon. Queen Elizabeth asked if she had taken ivermectin before COVID. Response with definitive nay. Nay. I don't know. 2022 Winter Olympics go straight to VHS. Wife helpfully waits until husband at checkout before texting the rest of the shopping list. Ah. Ottawa senators changed name to Ottawa dictators. DeSantis signs new bill where you can only say gay to mean uncool or lame. Oh, wow. That's insane. Hold on. Let me drink some water. I'm very thirsty. All right. So, obviously, I am getting very tired of all of this woke stuff. I am so tired. I am so tired of all of this woke stuff. Just today, before I started recording, I was reading some articles about censorship and all that type of stuff. It was so heartbreaking. But anyways, enough about Babylon B. It's time to check Lord of the Rings. Okay, now mainstream media and Lord of the Rings fans, they're not really having a good time, you know? Mainstream media is labeling all of Lord of the Rings fans as racists and sexists and all the type of stuff. You know, there are people who are so called token experts. They are also shilling for social justice. That's what they're doing. They are shilling for social justice. You know, these hardcore token fans, not all of them, but some of them, they just, totally fine with all of this woke stuff. You know why? Because it's gonna be woke, you know. They are woke themselves. They don't care about being true to the law. And here's the thing. If I make a world based on a fantasy, okay, if I make a fantasy world and well, which I'm making a lot of, by the way, I want it to be different. I don't want it to match the world. I don't want it to match the world, real world. I don't want to do that. I don't understand what's up with people always trying to match it up with the real world, you know? Like, I don't get why they want that. I don't get why they want that. It doesn't make any sense to me at all because why on earth would you want such a thing? You know? You have a beautiful fantasy world, Middle Earth, and you want that to be tainted with real world issues because you people always think that's a canvas for your problems, you know? Some of you may not know this, but when I was a bit younger, I was an SJW too. Obviously, not the biggest SJW, but I was an SJW. And obviously, being an SJW, you will say crazy things, you will say some stupid things. And one of the strangest things was there was a idea I was working on since 2014, basically since I was a tween. And I got a bit older and I was thinking, you know what? I'm gonna focus on working on this project, my past project, work on it and make sure it's perfect. Now I have all the time because this was back in 2018, by the way. I was saying this to myself. I should basically work on this because I'm not going anywhere. I just dropped out of school. I wasn't going anywhere. So around 2018, I was working on this idea that I had since 2014. I can't give you the official name. I will just give you a code name. Let's just call it 2014 because I created it in 2014. It's just a little code name. It's not the real name. It's just a code name, okay? Uh, because I'm still figuring out the proper name. I might have to change the name a bit because obviously of copyright reasons. I don't know if someone already took that name, so I'm just gonna keep it. And currently, uh, to speak about it on this channel, I will mention it in a code name instead, which is much better. So, okay, 2014. This idea was so amazing, and I was literally planning to put all of these social justice things in this idea, which the original idea did not have any social justice stuff. I was going to tell stories about inequality and homophobia and all that type of phobias. And I'm thinking in my head now, why did the hell I want to do that? You know? It's not fair for me to take an idea I had in the past that was so good. It had so much of interesting elements in it. It was basically about this alien species, and I'm trying to tell that tale about real world human issues. It's like, what the frick? And then obviously I got more and more conservative. And then within the same year, by the way, I got more and more conservative. And then I realized, holy crap, what was I going to do? Oh my goodness. I was going to waste such an amazing idea on wokeness. I was going to tell this alien story, but instead of giving them proper stuff to focus on, it's going to be about religion. It's going to be about homophobia. I literally have documents from that same year that basically tells the plot points of 2014. It tells the plot points of 2014. Uh, it tells the plot points of that show. It tells certain things. And even though 2014's idea back in 2018, uh, I kept most of certain elements like the past, the world building I kept in it, but obviously in 2019 I kind of changed different things. So 2014's world building, I have a big timeline on that. And in that timeline, you need to, well, I can't show it to you because a lot of ideas are there, but if you read that timeline, you'll see a lot of like woke elements written in it because obviously at the time I was pretty woke. I was trying to tell this political story rather than tell a proper story. And even after I came a bit more conservative, I still had some of that elements in my story, the woke elements in, until 2019 I completely said no more wokeness, no, let's take it out. So obviously I just had to edit certain parts and that's it. That's it. But honestly, my story was going to be about wokeness. You have such an amazing design of aliens and you want to tell a story about wokeness or human issues. It's so stupid, you know? I understand what I was feeling with during the time. I went into this atheist phase and I was feeling very strange. But at the same time, it's like I was trying to project those ideas on my own show. Instead of having a fun idea, I was going to just lecture people and stuff. It was going to be, well, it wasn't super lecturing. It was mostly like showing and not telling. But still, you could get the message. It was going to be about some woke crap. And obviously, I'm glad I changed my mind on that. I'm glad the politics changed. But I'm also glad I went to that atheist phase. I'm glad I went to that story change element. I'm glad I actually, uh, thought about adding SJW stuff because if I didn't add those stuff in it in one draft, I wouldn't have thought of the main plot point for the story. It's to do about God and stuff like that. Because during that time, I was going through a atheist phase, so obviously, it's supposed to be about God itself, and then that main idea kind of stayed, and everything else went away. Don't worry, it's not going to lecture you about religion. It's not going to lecture you about politics or whatsoever. It's not going to do any of that type of stuff, you know? It's just that back then I was actually planning to put stuff in it, which is crazy, which was very crazy. I'm glad it never went to my head. I'm glad I changed my mind and I thought very carefully. Okay, my voice is killing me. I'm very sorry about that. I feel like that's the thing, the problem, Too much people want to shove their own ideas into it. And there were some token scholars so fine with intersectional politics being forced into Lord of the Rings. It's like, let this be a fantasy world, please. So we have, what's the guy's name? I forgot his name. It looks like the actor. I forgot his name. What is the car's name? What is that car from Cars? The movie Cars. Lightning McQueen. This guy looks like the guy who voices Lightning McQueen. Yeah, I know. Um, Look, I don't know that much about the car movies. Those movies got boring once the second movie it was blah. The first one was good. Okay, the Lord of the Rings of Power official Prime Video superfans review put the focus on racial identity politics. Now, basically, Amazon Prime released this video of super fans. Basically, they had a bunch of fans, and well, I guess you can call them fans if you want to, but basically, I guess certain people, certain influences, and basically uh, ask them questions, I guess, or put them in a little panel and they were discussing what they saw in the trailer. And it is kind of insane because all they were talking about was identity politics. They weren't talking about so much about Lord of the Rings stuff, talking about how representative the new series will be. Okay, Prime Video with Amazon Studios shared a Lord of the Rings of Power superfans review for the newly released trailer for the upcoming television, and the focus of the review has to do with racial identity politics. Exactly. That was the entire superfans video about. 90% of that video was about identity politics. You know, it's kind of sad, Basically, yeah, it is. But should we watch it? Should we watch it? No, no. I watched it too many times. I watched it too many times. Now, this video is obviously the video is obviously unlisted, I guess. But as you can see, it's here, but obviously it's unlisted. Um, People did upload it on their own channel, so you can check it out if you want to. But basically, it's these four guys and gals. Sorry if I'm misgendering, I guess. Don't know what they are anymore. But basically, you have these four people. I guess that's offensive too. These four things. I guess that's offensive. I don't know. Uh, you can't call anyone anything these days. Okay, whatever these four are, basically, um, basically, they were just talking and discussing about the trailer and how diverse it's going to be. That's it. Uh, when asked by Isla to describe the teaser trailer in 3 words, William responds first saying breathtaking. I literally didn't breathe. Hex, I can't even read that. But basically, quoting what they were saying. So, okay. Now, here's the main thing I want to ask. Are y'all gonna watch the series? I don't have HBO Max, so I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it, you know. Wait, HBO Max? No, no, no. Damn it, I'm an idiot. Not HBO Max. I got them confused. Sorry. Amazon Prime. I got HBO and Amazon Prime mixed up. Damn it. This is Amazon Prime. My bad. I don't have Amazon Prime. I don't have an account. It is available in my country, but I don't have it. I don't have Amazon Prime. You know, I'm not gonna pay just to. I'm not going to pay just to watch this. Like, really? Should I really do that? You know, I don't want to be insulted off. You know, I don't want people to be insulted off. You know, so so in this teaser, okay, this is them saying something. So in this teaser trailer, and obviously there was a lot of stuff you can probably read about it. We introduced the first black elf, who introduced. We also introduced the first female dwarf. Now, diversity, especially on screen as an actor, means a lot to me because growing up, I hardly saw that watching TV and watching a lot of films. I hardly saw. Wait, what's? I never. Basically, to sum up this entire sentence from my terrible reading, they want to see people that looks exactly like them, exact skin tone, exact hairstyle, exact accent. It's so insane because the fantasy is dead at this point. Fantasy is dead at this point, which is crazy, you know? Like, you can't make a world with fictional races anymore. You can't do that because, oh no, you excluding people who can't see themselves in it. Like, what the fuck? When I watched Lord of the Rings, I could see myself in that dwarf. What's his name? What's the dwarf's name? Gimli, whatever his name was. I could see myself in that dwarf. You know, I could see myself. I could see myself in Gandalf. You know, I can relate to these characters time to time. You know, you can see yourself in certain characters. That's the perfect part. The characters are different, but different in looking, speaking, and stuff. Come from different backgrounds, but the most important part was your personality could relate to them. You know, which is insane. That people these days don't care about personality; they just want to see themselves in it. You know. What was that? What was that game called? Walking Dead. Did y'all play The Walking Dead? I've only played the first game and the second, and basically the first game you play as a African American, and I had no issues with playing with that guy whatsoever. I related to him a lot. You know, he was a very kind-hearted man, and he dies at the end. And the second game takes off with a character that he's been protecting. You know, so and that character was brown as well. So it's like I could relate to these characters. I could relate to these characters without uh seeing my own self in it. I don't have to see people exactly the same to relate to. Okay, There are plenty of people that look like me with skin tone and stuff, and they are totally opposites. I'm telling you the truth. I've seen people who look very close to me, be it a race or skin tone, and we disagree with so much of things. Okay, we are completely opposites. What I'm trying to say is that just because they look like you doesn't mean you have to root for them. Okay, I don't see every single white person rooting for every single white person. People don't do that. They base on personality and stats and whatever. But basically, it's like, really, I don't care if a character looks like me. I don't care if a character is brown like me. I could care less. You know, just because they look like me doesn't mean it's good. It's now so good. I have to like watch it now. No, no. Okay, and then basically what these four influences were talking about. They were talking also about Gladriel, talking about how awesome she is and stuff like that. And uh, like this scene over here looks like Lord of the Rings. This scene, maybe. This scene, maybe. This scene, okay, definitely. This scene, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, possibly. I hope the music is okay. But then again, why am I hoping so much for this? The series is already bleh already. Oh my goodness. I love the image they use for this. After calling the Lord of the Rings fans racist, woke the Lord of the Rings fan site claims to be safe haven for debate. Oh, as I was speaking about the Tolkien experts, I was talking about the Tolkien experts earlier. You know what they did? They changed certain history parts in their little site. Basically, there was this little site where you can look at certain law aspects, and what they did was they changed it. They changed it. They changed it. They took Tolkien's work out of context. They took his words out of context, and they were saying, you know what? Now female dwarfs have no beards. Female dwarfs have no beards whatsoever. They took certain words out of context, so it's kind of crazy to see what they'll do. Uh, okay, okay. Come on, let's see this one. When was this? 18, just a couple of days ago. I think I've seen this. Okay, okay. There are people who are total SJWs, and they are fans of Tolkien, and yet they are yet they can't make the bigger decision. You know, the ideology or their favorite series. Um, and they are defending this Amazon series. They are defending it. Okay, I don't know which country this is from. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna. It looks like the UK. I think it's the UK. I think it's the UK. A UK website. Anyways, uh, it's kind of crazy to see how far this is going because you know couple months ago, people were complaining about this. People were talking, hey, it's going to be dead on arrival. Well, they weren't really saying that, but they were saying it's going to suck. And people just said, oh, you're just an evil racist and stuff like that. It sucks that we can't even have a proper conversation anymore. Now, obviously, I feel sad. I feel very sad for the hardcore fans of Lord of the Rings because you have to submit to this show. You know, I've seen people say some crazy things about this, defending this. Okay, they have been defending the series. They say some crazy things. Okay, and it's hard to respond to every single crazy thing. You know, for me, the worst thing is obviously wait until it comes out. And the thing is that You don't owe them. You do not owe Amazon your optimism. You don't owe them that, you know? You have every right to watch it or not to watch it, you know? So, and you can still make judgments, you know, anything. Even if it's my own work, you can still make judgments, you know? I think everyone has the right to make judgment even before the show comes out. Because if you look at the trailer, that's what trailers are for, to make judgment, okay? The trailer itself and all these images were posted, you know, obviously as promotional material, but they're there to make judgment as well, you know, to see if you want to see it or not. Simple as that. They're there for judgment, you know. Almost every trailer, well, every single trailer itself, every promotional image, everything for any movie whatsoever, they are always judgments. They are meant to be judged. They are meant to be judged by someone, you know. The Lord of the Rings trailer, this this announcement trailer, yes, it's an announcement trailer, but what they were showing was basically advertisement. They want people to see, and it's by people's choice to check it or not. Simple as that. And they can complain. They can complain about this if it doesn't look good. My voice sucks. I'm so sorry. My voice sucks so bad, okay? But what I'm trying to say is that they can complain about this because trailers are advertising materials. If it's supposed to get an audience and it fails to deliver, then something is wrong, you know? Something is wrong. People are going to complain. Okay. Alright then, let me just charge this very quickly. My laptop keeps running out of battery very quickly. Like, after 2 hours or 3, it just drains battery, you know? Kind of insane, but what else can I do? It's the best I have. I'm not gonna complain. Hey, I'm not gonna complain. I'm not going to complain. So, what really annoys me is just that how you, the audience, are treated badly, you know? Now, let's talk about The Hobbit. Let's talk about The Hobbit. Now, after watching it a second time, I'm not a fan of it. Like, the first time, it was okay. Like, the first movie was okay. Second movie, like, early on, the second movie, it's good. Earlier on, the second movie, it's so good. But then, when they come to Lake Town, it becomes so boring. So boring. I know, you know, the character Bard supposed to be in the book. Lake Town itself, the way it's portrayed, I like the music and everything like that, but the one thing that sucks is the added characters. Why you had all these added characters? No, I don't know why. There was no need for that politician. There was no need to have that guy in black. Yes, you know the guy with fugly Alfred, that's his name. That guy was not in the books. He was made up character. He shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't have been there whatsoever. You know. And basically, what the release on Amazon is going to be, it's going to be the same thing, but 10 times more worse. Basically, they're going to do whatever they want now. They're going to add all the crazy things, anything they want at this point, anything they want at this point, because hey, The Hobbit did it. The Hobbit did it, and it sucked. When the Hobbit movies added new elements, and they didn't even build up on the characters they had, it sucked. It really sucked. I know adaptations are always based off the directors and screenwriters' vision. I know that. I know that very well. You know, everyone, when they read a book, their images in their head is going to be different. Like when I'm working on my book, the way I see my characters and the way I see the background, it's in my head. But another person who reads my book, they will look at it and they will have a different image of certain things, and that's it. That's how it's going to be, you know. And basically, the Hobbit could have basically spoken about the dwarf characters a bit more. There were 13 dwarfs. 13 dwarfs. You could have had plenty of scenes where the dwarfs argue with each other. You could have had scenes where the dwarfs, you know, talk to each other a bit more because we barely saw that. We barely saw that, you know. I'm all for variety, but you have 13 dwarfs, the main characters, and you don't let them engage with one another. You don't even let them engage with Bilbo time to time. That was a problem, you know. You could have actually expanded upon that. I know the book, this is source material. The book, didn't go super duper deep on everything, but you could have at least done that because that could have at least stretched the time, and y'all could have also made a second movie only. There's no need to make a third movie. The third movie was pointless. It was packed with filler. It was packed with filler. So much of pointless things. Alfred, the worst character. I don't even know why they added this character in. It was so pointless. It sucked that they added this character in. Sure, it looks very cruel and funny, but at the same time, it doesn't belong there. You know, it doesn't belong there. It has no redeeming efforts whatsoever. It's just there to be hated on. It's just there to be a prick. That's it. That's it. It's like, how about this? Make two movies and that's it. Now, if I wrote, if okay, not wrote, if I uh, worked on the movies, okay, okay, how about this? If I had a chance to make the Hobbit movies again, here's what I would do. I'll make two movies, obviously, two movies only. There's no need to make a trilogy. The trilogy of The Hobbit, the final movie, sucked so much because there was so much of pointless things in it, you know? So, what I would do is obviously, let me get my notebook up. My notebook. My notepad, so I can write it down. Basically, I would make two movies. There's no need to make three movies. Three movies. I get the idea you want to match it up to Lord of the Rings, but there's no need to do that because The Hobbit is a different story altogether. Sure, it ties in with certain aspects to Lord of the Rings, but it's more of a it's a prequel. It's a prequel. Not everything has to be Lord of the Rings, you know. When it comes to the prequel is setting up for the Lord of the Rings, you know. So two movies, two movies. There's no need. There is no need to have three movies or four movies. There's only need to have two movies only. The dwarfs will interact with each other. Yes, they will. It'll be a bit more of a heartwarming moment. Sometimes they will bicker about and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you want these main characters to feel more natural. You want them to feel more natural. Simple as that. You want them to feel more natural. You want the audience to understand them. You want the audience to understand all of them. Simple as that, you know? So I understand in the books, um, obviously I never finished my audiobook of The Hobbits, but from what I've been listening to, the characters aren't that deeply described when it comes to personalities and stuff, but still, you know, they could have at least tried to do something. At least give them certain type of interactions and stuff like that. It's crazy. And then I don't even know if I can't remember if the Arkenstone was canon or not. I don't remember. I don't think it was canon. I don't think it was canon. In fact, it wasn't canon. I don't think so. Uh, I don't think it was canon. Um, I don't think so. Well, we'll just leave that out. But basically, two movies, and within the two movies, you'll have the dwarves interacting. Um, you will have obviously the same elements of the book. Basically, make sure it's very close to the book as possible. But what you are adding, is the characters interacting with each other. That's it. That's literally it. That's literally what you're adding in, and that's it. That's literally it. You know. Uh, what else? What else? Well, I don't know. I don't know what else I can do. Uh, no, Alfred, whatever his name was, the guy wearing black. Yeah, take that guy out completely. It was an added character. Also, that she half. Get rid of that she half. She wasn't supposed to be there in the story, Toriel or whatever her name was. She wasn't supposed to be there. They put her in to make this romance, and that failed. They literally couldn't even write that. You know, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not here to, say I can do it better. I'm just saying I would never do it because I don't want to add that in. You know, uh, Peter Jackson had such a, uh, such a cool potential for making Lord of the Rings, and when it came to The Hobbit, it just fell flat. It fell flat, and I feel like there is some redemption over here, but still, it's like really the man focused so much on making all this random crap. We could have had some good movies instead, you know. But hey, I guess it doesn't matter. Um, but anyways, I would have ended it within the second movie. Done. The budget would be much more smaller. I would not use so much in the budget. I've heard the budget was like 600 million or I don't even know that much of the budget, but it sounds a lot. I'm sure it's around that number, and still, that's a lot of money for three movies. You could have taken most of that money and made miniatures and basically make it basically follow the same footsteps you've done for Lord of the Rings, because with making the Lord of the Rings, obviously there were a lot of limitations with technology, but still, even with now we have unlimited uh, limitations. That doesn't make any sense. We don't have limitations, basically. We could have still used old methods to make the movie feel more realistic. Maybe that's just me, but that's how I feel about the movies. It's interesting, but it could have been much better if the dwarfs interacted a bit more, and obviously, if they just cut out all the filler, if they cut out all the pointless filler, you know, because the filler didn't even add anything into the story. We couldn't care about most of these characters because it didn't matter, you know. There was no tension. Add tension. There was some fight scenes, but I guess there was no tension because they were just running, fighting, and that's it. A lot of people pointed it out, and I can understand. Sure, the fights were very good with CGI, but and very colorful, but come on, I would like to see at least uh, some tension in the fights. Um. Anyways, that would have been so much better. And I think that would have been about it. That would have been about it. Don't need to make new characters. Don't need to do any of that type of crap. Get the pointless filler out, and that's it. Two movies would be perfect. Done. Okay, enough about this. I know I'm getting very, very touchy about that, but I'm just saying. Um, anyways, let's read this article. After the trailer of the highly anticipated Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power dropped. Okay, it basically, you know, went on the Super Bowl as well, and a lot of people saw it on the Super Bowl rather than YouTube. I know YouTube, the video has like 30 million views, but on the Super Bowl, it streamed over 200 million ohms across America, so that's a lot. Now, they point out that the Lord of the Rings franchise uh, from Peter Jackson featured only a handful of non-white characters, and the thing is that it was trying to be very close to the book. You know, that's it. There's nothing wrong with trying to be close to the book. Uh, there is nothing wrong with trying to be close to the book. Okay. But anyway, enough about that. Enough about that because we don't need to talk about that now. I'm getting very tired of talking about all this woke stuff. Maybe I need like a day off from wokeness. Give me a minute. just needed to stretch my body very, very high. Sitting on this chair is not that fun, okay? My chair is not fun to sit on, okay? And I have to write while sitting on this chair. I have to write while I sit on this chair every day. It's very tough. It's very annoying. My back hurts. My back hurts. It's not comfortable, okay? It's not comfortable at all. Okay, so enough about that. I feel like we can give that a break because obviously it's like the more we talk about that, the more sad it is, honestly. And every day I'm surrounded with stuff like that. Every day I am surrounded with so much of woke nonsense, you know? Um, but before I end the woke rant, I want to mention that they are coming for every series. They come for every single series. No matter what you like, they will come for it, okay? And I'm not here to fearmonger, but I'm here to tell the truth. For the past few years, I've been watching a lot of these anti-SJW channels, but they mostly dwelled on bigger franchises because they were more into the bigger stuff, the popular stuff. I was not really into the popular stuff. I was more into like smaller stuff, you know? Um, they would talk about Star Wars going woke and all the type of crap. They would talk about so much of big series that went woke, and I would try to sit and understand what they're talking about. I would watch them and I would try to understand what they're talking about because you want to know what's the problem. And even though I still don't watch Star Wars, I don't like Star Wars, it's not my thing. I still want to protect Star Wars from the SJW cult. I still want to protect Star Wars because it's not fair that what Disney is doing is uh the fact that hold on, let me drink some water. Okay, the fact that Disney is ruining Star Wars, people have a problem with that, and you want to understand why they have a problem with that. So you listen to these anti-SJWs, you listen to them, and you can understand where they're going with, what are they saying, what they're trying to say. And the thing is that with geek culture, it's become so popular now. Video games have gotten so mainstream over the years, and it has obviously brought in people that don't even want games to have fun moments. They want games just to be political pieces. That's it. That's literally it. They don't care about having fun games. They don't give a crap about that, you know? Just the other day, I was talking about Kotaku complaining about video game characters, female video game characters, wearing short clothes. They were complaining about that. And um, for some reason, uh, they were very pissed off with that. And it's like, really? Really? The thing is that they've infiltrated everywhere and they demand you change everything for them and they'll ignore it. That's how it works. They come for every franchise, video game or movie or series or whatever. They come for it. They come for it. And once they come for it, you have to defend. And the Lord of the Rings, the fan base, think of it as a giant wall. Think of it as a giant wall defending their favorite uh, series of all time. Think of that. Think of that. A giant wall. They are just a giant wall. Because just remember, if the Lord of the Rings fan base, if they fall, for a fact, this battle will show where the winners will be and where the losers will be. When it comes to the culture war, mainstream media, um, and all that type of stuff, you need to understand you need to be part of something like this. Obviously, if you don't want to, you don't have to, but you still have to, like, some people still have to love their favorite franchises a lot before it goes crazy, you know? A lot of people love Lord of the Rings. They would not want to see the series turn into a woke fest, you know? So it's up to them to defend. And the mainstream media is a big tool in this game because they have the power to call anyone racist, and they got the power to change people's minds immediately. They have this certain magic in them that when they flick their fingers, everything changes for them, you know? And obviously, some people don't listen to that, but some people do, and they easily fall for silly things, you know? Like mainstream media will call a video game sexist. People will listen to that mainstream media site. At the end of the day, mainstream media is a big thing in the culture war. And obviously I'm glad the Lord of the Rings fan base, they are fighting back. Obviously, it's good to see them fight back. I've seen so much of series go down the gutter. I've seen so much of series go down the gutter. Was it Star Trek? Star Trek? Um, what else? DC. DC. We're talking about stuff falling. We should talk about one of the biggest falls in history. DC Comics is falling. They rather care about Superman's son being gay than 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 having good content. You know, Marvel. You know, some of their comics are woke. You know, maybe okay, maybe some of the shows, but mostly the comics. What else? What else? Disney. Disney getting woke, you know. What else? Disney, you know, with all of their fantasies and stuff like that. Uh, it's horrible. It's horrible that they are falling down. What else? What else? What else? Now, here's the thing I do worry about. Here is the thing I worry about. I worry about Betty Boop. You may be thinking, really, this character, Betty Boop, Betty. You think I care so much about this character? Yes, I do. Because you need to understand the social justice warriors right now. They want to reboot every single thing so they can put it with modern politics, you know? I have a feeling that Futurama, you know the Futurama reboot? Yeah, there's gonna be a Futurama reboot. You may be thinking that's crazy, I know, but the thing is that I bet you $5 it is going to be a fest for social justice warriors. Many of the writers will obviously be now social justice warriors. There won't be any type of smart intelligence jokes in the show. It'll just be filled with SJW stuff. And here's the thing, Futurama was already left wing, but you need to understand that even Futurama is not left wing enough for the SJWs. They're literally getting pissed off over an episode where Bender becomes a woman and cheats in an Olympics. That's what happens. They're getting pissed off at that. You need to understand, no matter how left the show is, they're still going to go after it. You know, it's never enough for them. I worry about Betty Boop because when she comes back, I think she is back. I don't know. Well, if she comes back, they are going to do something crazy. They'll use her to push crazy things, and it's gonna be messed up. It's gonna be messed up, you know. I love water, but I like it when it's nice and cold, you know. So obviously, sex symbol. Yep. She was portrayed as many things, but you need to okay. Let's see ownership. Ownership of Betty Boop cartoons have changed hands over the intervening decades. Okay, Viacom. Viacom owns everything at this point. Viacom is like the Thanos of this world, collecting every single, every single company. Harvey Films. So, if I have enough money, you know, I've said this in my main channel a few years ago. If I had enough money, I would buy a lot of these companies. I would save the characters, basically. When it comes to DC or Marvel, I would buy them and save them. And when it comes to Betty Boop, I would do the same thing. I would buy Fleischer's Studios just just to protect these characters. Okay, I want to protect these characters before they fall in the hands of these woke people. The Animaniacs. What? It's a woke fest, obviously, and it's full with identity politics, and many social justice warriors love it. Even though the old Animaniacs literally mocks their one of their favorite presidents. So, you know, you know for sure that you know for sure that uh, they just want to inject everything with their ideas. Remember, this culture war is your whether you like it to or not. And for me, the best way to fight it is to obviously create new stuff and earn money so I can buy stuff like this. I would love to buy the rights of Betty Boop and all of the cartoons from Fleischer Studios. I would love to. I would love to. Um, so I'll check in on who owns Betty Boop. Hopefully one day I get to get the ownership because I want to get it. I want to get it. I I want to get it to protect it. Future studios have really good animations. Watch some of their animation shots on YouTube. Watch it. It's so good. The color, the animation style, everything is so good. You know, everything feels so good. I love it. In certain Fleischer's cartoons, they were using 3D crafting. Basically, they made 3D stuff and put it in the background, and that was awesome. They were actually being more they were being more and more uh they were being more and more different in the animation industry. Okay, the rights to the Betty Boop character were not sold with the cartoons by Paramount. So, hmm, does Paramount still own it? No, but they were transferred to Harvey Films. This better not be the Harvey. You know which Harvey I'm talking about, right? Because if so, I'm gonna be crying. um, okay, a trademark to the name. Okay, the name is owned by Fleischer Studios. Now, is Fleischer Studios still available? Because I need to get that. One day I'll get that. I'll do my own collection, and I'll get my own studios. I should buy these studios in the future. You know, I earn money now, buy these studios one day, boom, save characters. I know I sound a bit crazy, but this is the only way to save these characters. If I had the money to buy the Lord of the Ring movie rights, I would have bought it right now. You think I wouldn't have? I would have bought it. I would have stolen my money and bought it. Uh, but to be fair, I think Amazon has the rights to the books, which sucks because I think what's more worth is the books itself. Because you can make so much stories out of it. You can make so much stories out of it. So that sucks so much. Damn it. Damn it. Okay. We're gonna copy this and then we're gonna paste it over here. Okay. So we're gonna paste this. Remember, this is all about the future. You have to conserve the future. I know some people might not call me a proper conservative, but hey, I want to conserve these animations. I know I'm not like a conservative in well, I am a conservative. Yes, I am a conservative. But obviously, when it comes to certain things of protecting, I want to protect a lot of things. I want to conserve a lot of things. Conserving is very important. Be it nature, be it family roles, be it a lot of things, basically. Also, as someone who wants to animate, as someone who writes stories, I want to protect stuff like this because honestly, this is where my passion is. So I feel like I should conserve a lot of things: nature, family, values, all that type of stuff. But also at the same time, I should try and conserve studios like this The one thing that does bother me is that many conservatives, they ignore the entertainment industry. They ignore it. I understand why they ignore it, because maybe their beliefs may tell them that it's wrong to watch this or that, but at the end of the day, they ignore it because the culture war is all taking place because of these entertainment stuff. Okay, so if they want to get on board, all those bigger conservatives, they should at least help with gaining entertainment on their own. Daily Wire is doing that, which is a great thing. Daily Wire is doing something like that, which is amazing. It's fantastic. Okay, it's fantastic that Daily Wire, you know, they preach about how we should make our own, how people tell us to make our own stuff, and they finally make their own stuff. Simple as that. So I would wish to get this studios, not for own personal gain, but to protect it, to protect it. Protection matters more as a conservative. You have to protect little things, small things you have to protect. So we have Aisha Studios. Okay. Hey, it's a dog. Name. What social distancing style? It's okay. They have a trademark. Damn it. That means they are, well. They have a trademark. They can still sell, right? So when they sell in the future, if they sell in the future, I would be in the shadows. I would come out of the shadows and buy it. Like, if I had the money right now, I would buy the Lord of the Rings movie rights. I would buy it. I would buy it hastily. So hastily. What happened over here? In a Power Mia Culpa recent published. Okay, whatever. Okay, so this is how Betty Boop looks. Okay, so we have all of the different design types. Soon. Okay, what's this? In recent weeks, we've seen a proliferation of rumors spreading online and across regarding the origin of our beloved Betty Boop, as well as engaging conversations about race and social and cultural inequity and inequality that's happening right now. As part of the effort, we posted an article. Okay, Mark. Hmm. Soon, guys. Soon, I will be able to have and protect almost everything I want to protect. I feel like it's my moral duty. You know, to go out there and protect studios like this. You know, it's not fair that they are involved. Anyways, I guess that's it for this video. What was I even talking about? Honestly, I'm from Lord of the Rings to this. Anyways, that's it. Okay, okay, glad. Uh, okay, you know what? Therefore, I can't. How can I? I've already done this. Glad. First things first. You don't need to make gay characters. Obviously, Betty Boop is not gay, but you don't need to make gay characters with glad. You don't need to make any of these things with glad. Glad doesn't make sense. Simple as that. Ugh, I feel bad already. Betty Boop is hit by the asteroid. Oh, come on. We have to protect all lands. But I don't should I want to go much to the into the I don't yes defeat it. If your feet is in quicksand, we can still pull you out. We can still pull you out. You know. Uh, So alright. No, I don't think they've dipped into the world. I think there is time to save. Why am I having this savior complex? Because I want to. Conserving is important, you know? That's what being a conservative is about, right? Conserving. Conserving is very important. Okay, why is my live stream off? I never touch anything. Okay, it's stuck. I don't even know why it's stuck. But conserving is very important. No matter what happens, it's all about protecting. Anyways, that's it for this video. Hope you all have an amazing day. Um, and as I said, protecting is important.